with two very special gentlemen in the dog world. No matter where you are, it could be morning, it could be afternoon, you're watching in the evening. The stars are out tonight because I have with me Mr. David Frei and Mr. John O'Hurley, who this weekend are bringing some magic to NBC. In my own words, before we got on the air, I said to you, you're giving people hope because you said those three magical letters, DOG. We have a dog show from Beverly Hills this weekend, Sunday, May 17th on NBC at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Gentlemen, welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Great, thank
Nice
you.
to be here.
Yeah, I'm Carol Bryan, and this is Fidose of Reality, My Heart Beats Dog Live, and we're talking dogs tonight. We've already have 75 people who just instantly popped on, who really are excited about the Beverly Hills Dog Show. So, a little bit of a background for those who don't know, but John O'Hurley is an award-winning TV personality. Many of you know him as Jay Peterman from The Seinfeld Show, present company included, but he's also an author, and he's been on Broadway, and he sings and Dancing with the Stars, and I could just go on and on, but John O'Hurley, you have such the impressive biography. So
Thank you.
what do you love about doing the Beverly Hills Dog Show? Tell us a little bit about it and what makes it fun for you.
Well, what I enjoy about it is kind of the ambiance of the whole show. I truly enjoy the National Dog Show that we do on Thanksgiving Day as well, and I love that because it's a bench show and you get to walk backstage and walk up and down and see all the dogs. But the Beverly Hills Show I call it a dog show done differently. We try to take the edges off of the formality of the normal dog show and try to bring something that's a little bit more viewer friendly, I would say, that celebrates how we feel about our dogs, not only from the standpoint of an actual formal AKC show, but also to celebrate the rich history that our canines bring to our lives through the cinema, through our television shows, on Broadway, in music. Dogs have a rich history of entertaining as well, and we try to spotlight that as well on the red carpet.
Yes, you absolutely do. And with David Frei by your side, the voice of Westminster for close to 3 decades, for me, you are the voice of dogs, David. But what makes Beverly Hills Dog Show so unique? You've done it all in the dog world. So what makes this dog show so unique?
Well, when I was first speaking with NBC about coming to them full time and leaving Westminster, I said, well, I'll do it, but we need another dog show. And I said, we should do one on the West Coast because we got 3 of them on the East Coast now with Westminster, with Philadelphia, and in Orlando for the AKC show. Said, there's a lot of great dogs on the West Coast. And as evidenced by the fact that California dogs were the highest entry at Westminster for a lot of years, including still today, I believe. So it only makes sense that we're out here where the dogs are. But the attraction of the show that we do is that these dogs come in from all over the country. And we've got, for example, on Sunday night, we're going to have a lot of dogs that are the #1 dog in their breed from all over the country. And in there, we have 3 of the top 5 show dogs. We've got a bunch more that are on the rise, that are young dogs up and coming, that are fun to see, that John and I always talk about how fun it is to see a new dog that we know is going to be back there next year for us to see too. But what makes it different? I think it's another dog show, of course, in terms of the things that we do, but we've dressed it up a little bit more. We've made the red carpet thing into something special, and John can tell you about the birth of that. And we do love what we do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did actually. David and I actually, true story, that no good happy hour should go uncelebrated. David and I sat together and on the back of a cocktail napkin actually designed the Best in Show runway to look and mimic something that would resemble the Victoria's Secret runway for the show.
Is that true story? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That napkin needs to be framed. That's
I'm an old PR guy. John's got some PR guys stuff in his background as well. But I always say that as a PR guy, a lot of times the best ideas I have are the ones that I find on the back of cocktail napkins the next morning. And here we go. And that was, and we were, of course, coherent as we were planning it all. But We think we've got a great show that works for everybody.
I would say speak for yourself. I was on the back end of a 13-day Chianti binge.
Oh, nice. Oh, very nice. Very nice. So, John, you're sitting there next to David with this breadth of knowledge of all these dogs, and you're a dog lover of the highest order yourself. How do you
Mhm.
pick one? Like, that's what I hear from people time and again. Aren't all these dogs equal? They all look great. They're all pretty. They all should win. How do you pick one?
Well, it is. Uh, each of these dogs has gone through an extensive breed competition to get where they are. But before you see them on television, they've already competed against their breeds, and they are the best of their breeds. And then they're competing now in the group competition, hopefully to make it on the way to the best in show competition. But um, that said, each dog has to correspond to a written standard that describes the perfect specimen of what that dog would be, and it's a written confirmation, so that they have to. It's a discernible thing. So it's not the cuteness factor, and they all look cute and they all look perfect. But there are certain dogs that are better representations of their breed than others. So the dogs aren't necessarily competing against each other. They are competing against the written standard for what the breed is, and who's basically the best example of that.
Perfect. That's a great answer. And wow, I didn't expect that. I was just
I've taught him well, haven't I? Now he's going to get me into a sitcom somewhere and coach me
That's
through a
exactly right. Yeah.
sitcom.
that's really awesome. Okay, so when you two are doing this, and people that at home who are watching, and they think, why is that judge putting his or her hands on the dog, and why are they looking in his mouth, and why do they have to transfer the dog? What are they looking for? I know against the breed standard, David. What does that mean?
Well, part of the breed standard describes the dog's structure and shape and conditioning needs and how tall it should be and what bone angles they should probably be carrying. But you can't feel that unless you put your hands on the dog. And that's why a lot of times when we'll say, geez, we really loved dog X, how
Yeah.
come you didn't put that dog up? We said, well, I didn't have my hands on the dog. I didn't look in his mouth from outside the ring, but we all judge from outside the ring. And that's what makes it appealing, whether you're at a dog show or watching it on television. And we always have our favorites. John's developed a great eye. We've been together, it'll be 19 years in November for the National
Singular,
Dog Show.
not double, unfortunately. I wish I had two good eyes, but I've developed a good eye.
Well, he does have that. And I think it makes it fun for us to say, hey, John, who do you like? Because a lot of times he's right. And he's pretty right on most of the time, finding the winners and finding, maybe this one's next year's dog. And he is not at all hesitant about rooting for the golden retriever, however. I might say that.
It is. And I will say this, of late, I have become a huge fan. I'm carrying the torch for the golden retriever. For some reason, it has gone undeserved. We've had some absolutely extraordinary golden retrievers in the past couple of years, and they have made it through into the best in show competition, but have not gone home with the laurels. And I don't know. I may get violent one day. I don't know if I'm going to be able to contain myself, but at some point, I'm gonna bubble over.
On national television, that would be totally awesome.
I want to give John a win on the golden retriever, like I had a win on Uno the Beagle at Westminster in 2008. And then we're going to put John and the golden retriever on tour and have him run around the country and be in parades and talk to people.
That's
that
right.
would be great fun.
Agent for hire on that one, please.
That's right.
And golden retrievers, their fans are very loud. I've been in coliseums and auditoriums when the golden retriever takes to the floor. And
Well, it is one of the most popular breeds in the AKC registry, so you can understand. And they are. I mean, they're lovely family. They're just wonderful family dogs. And in fact, I mean, if you were to close your eyes and point to the idea of what a dog looks like, it's probably a golden retriever. I'm sorry, we have the garbage being collected. So if you hear that beep, if you hear the beeping going by, it's they're coming for my carcass.
oh my God.
John's got a great line about what's going to happen with his carcass here anytime soon.
Oh no,
that's exactly right. Yeah.
propping you up to make sure you're around for a long time.
No, yes, I know.
He's not going anywhere.
So we're here on Sunday night, and I know what makes this show special, having been out to the show myself, is you've got, yes, canine celebrities and yourself being celebrities, but you've got other human celebrities in attendance. But I don't know, I just like to people watch, and I know that those who have tuned in love that as well. So who
Yeah.
are some of the folks who are stopping by the red carpet to watch it?
I'll give you a couple names. I don't want to tip my hand and be a spoiler, but you know, we usually have the lovely and elegant Bo Derek there.
Yes.
Uh, And she's not only a great dog lover, but a great animal lover, and she is so wonderful in what she does with dogs and horses and all creatures, great and small. And actually has a wonderful product line too, if I can push that for
Absolutely.
her. But when then Brian Baumgartner is going to be there from The Office.
That-
Brian will do the opening, release the hounds.
nice. Oh,
And that's kind of fun. Maria Menounos is there on the red carpet, and she'll be interviewing all the celebrities, many of whom bring their own dogs to watch the show. So it's kind of fun. They sit there in the stands with their dogs, and it's kind of fun to see not only them, but who they have at home and have brought with them.
absolutely. I love that you have Kevin from The Office releasing the hounds. That's
Mm.
the coolest thing. So I know for Office folks out there. Okay, so David, I'm getting questions. Who do David and John? What are some of the dogs? Who do they share life with? And I know that you recently had a loss, but that loss, you and John shared a connection with that dog. So can you
It is. We grieved together, and it's difficult. But we had dogs who were cousins, Cavaliers, who were cousins, came from the same breeder.
Mhm.
John lost his dog. It's not quite a year ago now. Is it not quite?
It was actually, yeah, it was just before last summer. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I just lost Angel 2 months ago. So, but they were cousins. So we grieved together. We laughed together.
Hmm.
We rehearse together sometimes, but we are an unrehearsed show. I will give us that. And
But it was actually David that connected me with the breeder that had the Cavaliers. So when David got his Cavalier, I got mine just a few weeks later. So they were cousins, and both sweet dogs. And remarkably, as you see, it's in the background there. You're
no,
over
those are
your
my
shoulder.
two Brittany's in the
Oh, those
background.
are I'm
Here.
sorry, you had
That's
earlier.
all right. My original
Yeah.
Brittany's, Ty and Bell, who are
Yeah.
long gone, but
Well, as you
but
said, I've only got one good eye, so that's why I can't
well,
tell.
so there's a Brittany there. I had and we did a satellite media tour this morning, and my picture that I had in the background had Angel and Grace in
Okay.
it. So we've got them all. My home is like any other dog person's home. All my art is dogs. All
Yes.
my photos, all my paintings, all my statues. They're all
Yeah, well,
dogs. Says
yeah, well,
every
don't
once in a while
take.
we're gonna there you
Yeah, well,
go.
put that right. Take a little piece of that, Mister.
That's
I don't want to say I crocheted either.
beautiful timing, John.
Uh,
So you have what, 1,500 dogs or so competing, and 200.
I think we're about 1,800. I think for the show.
1,800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we get up to 1,900?
Close.
And then pretty close to the 2,000 breed mark, which is or 200 breed mark. Of the 207 that the AKC registers, that's a really great representation. And there lies another reason that makes the show so special is that you get to see um, 200 plus different breeds of dogs. Most of us have a working knowledge of half a dozen breeds because we've seen them or they've been in our family or they were the dog down the street growing up. But there are 200 plus breeds recognized by the AKC, and each one has their own form and function. And as I said, underscored by their written standard, and it's wonderful to learn the wonderful history that each breed has. It had a purpose in our lives. Dogs, for the most part, were not pets through the evolution of man. They had a form and a reason. I mean, they helped us survive. They took on some of the tasks that we couldn't do ourselves, especially ratting. I
Yes.
love that. I love that we have little breeds that are just ratters. I miss those days of ratting. Hopefully, those will return.
That's adorable. So you two watch. I mean, you're fans of dogs, and you share life with dogs. Who in your life?
Uh-oh, I've lost the sound.
Oh, we can hear you.
Am I the only one?
No.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
You guys are good?
yes.
No,
I'm.
you're good.
You're good. No,
I got
you're
no sound.
okay.
I
No,
guess I'm just
you're-
gonna have to be a pretty face.
All right. So
You're good.
yeah, we can hear you.
See what I can do. Maybe I start over. Is that what that means?
No,
He's good.
no.
You're good.
You,
You're good. You're good.
I don't read lips.
No, you don't. Well, we're not giving you lips, we're giving you hands, for heaven's sakes.
You're good. Me, you can hear me?
Hmm.
Yes.
Well, I can't hear you. So I'll just make up your questions and I'll give you a good answer.
So, so John, I asked people before this. It's kind of like asking someone who's going to win the Super Bowl, and not to put you on the
I don't
spot.
know what's happened here.
Any familiar favorites or dogs to watch for? I know you've seen the show.
Well, we have three of the top five dogs in the country in this competition, and many of the top 10. We have many of the top breed, the top
I'm going to
dogs
try
that
to
are
dial
top in their
back
breed.
in.
Mhm.
Bye, David. But yeah, we have many of the top breeds. So it's probably one of the best representations that we've ever had for this particular show, and I would say any show in the country right now. So this is really moving up the ladder of prestige.
Mhm.
And is becoming one of the top five shows in the country, which is a lot of fun because, again, we've taken this 5 years, this little baby for 4 years now, and developed it into something, and also a nice piece of television that everybody can watch.
Mhm. Okay.
That's so upsetting.
There.
I had
That's-
I had a
We're on a
monopoly for
roll.
just a moment. Oh, I was, and the things I was saying wasn't on. And the thing is, there was nobody to back me up on the truth of it, or so it's like, oh, I really.
We're going
All
on
right.
together now. That's all.
We've always had the philosophy of don't screw up a good story with the facts.
Hmm.
There you go.
Television credo.
I asked John about just the breeds that will be there and any familiar favorites. I know Bono won last year, and I know we had the Wire Fox Terrier, and then we had that was King, and the Doberman was Ripcord. Anybody to watch for this year? John had the best answer, but you'll have to get that in the replay.
Well, I think we can watch for them all, but the bottom line is the 7 dogs that are in there at the end, no matter where they came from or how they got there, they're all probably going to be great specimens of their breed, and now they're going to have to show. They're going to have to be show dogs. As an old dog show judge once told me, it is a dog show and you got to show.
Right.
We've got several in there that I think are going to get your eye. One that I really love is the Brittany, that I've given a couple of big wins to. I love the Shetland Sheepdog. Let's see if any of these dogs get through the final 7. They're going to be great dogs to watch. And of course, there's Bono. It's a wonderful bloodhound out there that won the group last year. I think we have 3 group winners coming back from last year, maybe 4. So a lot of great show dogs. It'll be fun no matter who's standing in there at the end. And as I say, no matter who you go in there to see in the final 7, it's who you leave talking about. So
Yeah.
I think that's what you want to be excited about is the final winner and what's exciting about them. But you've seen a lot of great dogs along the way.
They're all hoping for Cocker Spaniel. I'm just going to put that out in the universe. Yeah. I wouldn't be a good hostess if I didn't mention they all want the Cocker Spaniel, but that's my opinion.
All right, we'll see who we can talk to between now and Sunday.
Exactly. Thank you very kindly. So I want to have some fun with you both. You've been on the media tour, and you both look so amazing. 7 o'clock at night, and we're all in our homes. What's your favorite pandemic stay-home snack? What are you guys snacking on inside? Are you cooking? Are you getting takeout, or are you snacking?
Well, I have a wife who is a wonderful cook, and she tries new stuff every night. And that's been a lot of fun. We have a lot of celebrity chef friends who
Okay.
have given us their cookbooks, and we are delving into them. One of them being Ming Tsai, and we've been doing a lot of Ming's flavorings. He's a great chef. But we also I'm if I go to a staple food, it's I'm an old school guy. Campbell's tomato soup. It's as simple and as brutal as that. It is
Nice.
it is the perfect food. That and either if you crunch up a bunch of nacho chips and throw them in there, or just a half a loaf of bread, you're fine. It's what God wants us all to eat.
I like you even more, John O'Hurley. I dip my grilled cheese in that. We do grilled cheese and tomato soup around here.
Ah, grilled cheese and tomato soup, classic. Yes, exactly.
Yes, absolutely. David Frei. What does the voice of dogs
Well, around our house, we call it the everything out of the refrigerator meatloaf. And we put everything in there. I'm in charge of squishing it all together. Sherry won't do that, but she'll cook it. And we'll have a great dinner and then great meatloaf sandwiches for another couple of days, as long as it lasts.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm spending too much time sitting in front of the computer. I'm going to have to get back into some kind of workout program.
Yeah.
Because I can't keep wearing these big hooded sweatshirts from the Beverly Hills Kennel Club for the rest of my time.
I think you can get away with that look. You can get away with that look. So while I have you on here, and I'll ask John the same question of you next. What breed of dog is John most like?
Oh, I've always said the Irish setter. She's got the right hair, the right attitude, right carriage, handsome, looks great. Looks like he knows what he's doing out there, and it looks like he's having a great time with everybody. So that's my guy, the Irish setter, and John.
Nice. And John, may I ask the same question of you? What breed is David most like?
Oh, the pug.
I didn't see that coming.
I look at David and I go, my God, it's like looking in a mirror when I see the pug.
Oh, well, oh God, that's good. Wow. This is just how to stun a chatty girl chat.
No, I think he's leaning on the fact that it says in the pug standard that it's a lot of dog in a small space. I'm a little concerned there, but all right, John, I'll go out and run around the block as soon as we're done.
That's adorable. Okay, so what else are you working on? I know Beverly Hills Dog Show, but we're in these uncertain times. But what do you each have going on, John? What do you have going on outside of this?
Well, I'm lucky enough not to have stopped. I still have a lot of voice work that I do for cartoons. I'm spokesman for many corporations, so I have commercials that I'm still recording, and many of those I can do here. I have done a little bit of recording, but mostly home stuff. In the meantime, I'm writing a brand new show. I have a one-man show that I tour around the country called A Man with Standards, and I'm writing another one that's a dedicated show to Anthony Newley, who was one of our great composer performers back in the 60s and 70s and 80s as well. Prolific Renaissance man. I have, let's see, I have a new series coming up on HGTV that I'll begin probably sometime this summer. I have a show called The Pet Shop with John O'Hurley on Shop HQ, where I show and sell some of the best of pet products for you and your dog. What's coming up? I just got about an hour ago an offer for a brand new movie, so I have a new movie coming up. And then I have another movie that I'm supposed to be doing in Greece in the fall. I hope that still is on the docket. No word on that yet. I guess yeah, I'm still pretty busy. And then I'm working on a new album. I've got a Christmas album that I'll be doing. It'll be a duet album.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for us Christmas lovers. I'm a Christmas baby and a Christmas fanatic. So I can, oh my goodness, that just made my day. You're a little bit busy. It just
Tries to be. It tries to be. Tough to hit a moving target.
There you go. David, sir, I know we talk and I'm the president of your Freinatic fan club, but what do you have going on?
Well, pretty much the same stuff that John does, of course. That's I actually we're hopeful. I've had some people approach me about creating a dramedy sitcom based on a dog show and the dog show people, not unlike Best in Show, but maybe a little less satire to it. But we're working on that. But most of the time, I'm much older than John, so I can consider myself retired. And I get up and walk up and watch the sunset here at Cannon Beach, Oregon, most nights. And once we get our restaurants back open, I'm sure I'll be sitting on the deck of my favorite restaurant right here in Cannon Beach called the Driftwood. So hopefully we'll be back to that soon. But most everything I do has to do with dogs. It's talking to people, talking to organizations, promoting therapy dogs and therapy dog work around the country. So, but I'm dialed back a little bit now, living here almost in retirement, it seems. But I'm staying very busy with the 2 dog shows a year that I have from NBC.
Yes, yeah, yeah, you both are you're just a wonderful representation of the dog show world, dogs in general, and you both are such personable people, and I'm so grateful you both came on the show today, and people on my inbox is lighting up like a Christmas tree to swing that back around. So, where can folks tune in? It would be NBC. Is there a hashtag associated with the show?
It's hashtag Bev Hills Dog Show.
Okay, and we'll put that across my screen when we're done here, but it's Bev Hills
Okay,
Dog.
good.
It'll be NBC Sunday night, May 17th. Folks can get more information at nbcsports.com. And I want to thank you both for being here and joining me. And I wish you all of the best and to stay safe.
Hey, I got one more thing too. John makes this announcement all the time, but you can watch. We are by being 2 hours, we're kind of limited in that we can only get about 50 dogs
True.
in our pictures out of the 200. But we do show them in streaming video all the groups on NBCSports.com. So
Okay.
if you go there afterwards, right, John? Is that the site? I think
Actually,
you
yes.
say
Either
over and over.
and if you want, yeah, please watch the show and then go and watch afterwards. We have the expert commentary of each of the dogs on the show, and it's actually very intriguing.
Awesome. Thank you both, gentlemen. And we look forward to Sunday night. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Great to see you. We'll see you Sunday night.
See you Sunday night.